How we doing, mate?
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you.
I don't know what's going on here. Stupid thing. I hate this.
Let me promote you to panelist. Just wait a minute.
What does that mean? Join a panelist. Oh.
There we go. You should be able to do your video now.
Start video. There we go. I hate this bloody thing. Terrible with these things.
Turn it on landscape. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
We're in.
So, yeah, I'm on my phone, mate, so I'm not allowed the laptop.
Oh, no worries. No worries. How's things been? All right?
Not a great week, to be fair, mate. It's been a bit horrendous. It's
it?
the worst week I've had since Christmas, that's for certain. But it's just one of them things, isn't it? You know, sometimes life.
Why is that then?
Well, Mrs. had COVID. Work's been a bit manic. Sorry, man. Mrs. had COVID. Work's been a bit manic. I've not been feeling overly great myself. So it's all just gone a bit, a bit peaked on. But it's all right. It's fine. It's not a problem. I'm still losing weight. I've still been eating. I've still been looking after what I'm eating. Still been watching what I've been eating. I'm still losing weight, as I said this morning. I don't know if that's just because I've not trained for a few days or what, but
it's crazy. It's crazy. The weight loss is crazy. That, you know, but I think obviously, like, your interpretation of a bad week is a lot different to other people's interpretation of a bad week.
Yeah, well, it's probably because I'm a little bit more.
I think
because I've not really had a bad week, have I? In 12 weeks of doing this, I might have had the odd bad day.
Yeah,
and even bad days weren't really bad days, really.
I think that's what like the message. There's a few messages I want to get across tonight is, and this is, you know, one thing there's like 40 clients on board at the minute.
Yeah.
And the more clients you take on board, generally the more problems you get. Like, you probably know with more staff, more clients, things like that.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than people, mate. Yeah.
And a lot of them have a warped reality of what they think is required to get to where they want to get to. Right. I.e., they don't think they have to work as hard as what they actually have to work at and how disciplined they have to be, etc. So I want to get those messages across tonight. Actually, how hard it has been for you, and some days how you felt like waving the white flag or chucking the towel in, but you haven't. how important discipline, consistency, work ethic is, as well as fundamentally, like telling people, like, yeah, I've had bad days, but they've been few and far between.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this has been interesting. Obviously, since we've stopped this that first 90-day thing, and obviously you've not been there for the last. I know you have been, but it's not been the same sort of thing.
Intensity.
It's kind of, it has slowed down a bit, but I have still managed to. Obviously, like I said, the intensity has slowed down, but I've still managed to find a balance, and I've actually still managed to like live a little. I've managed to go out and have a few drinks. I've managed to, I went out to a mate's wedding the other Saturday night and just had a couple of pints, and still maintain. Look, I'm still in decent shape. I'm not like all of a sudden it just disappears, and it's nice to make. It's been nice actually these last couple of weeks to actually kind of slow down a little bit and to reflect on what I can do to maintain this properly, rather than thinking I'm going to have to keep doing this constantly. Like I'm going to have to keep watching what I'm doing, which I am going to have to constantly keep watching what I'm doing. But you don't need to be quite so strict with yourself. What I mean? Once the hard work's done, the hard work's done, isn't it? You just need to be able to keep control of yourself and make sure that you don't let it slip. So
that's it.
It's like I say, it's been a bad couple. It hasn't been a bad couple. It's actually been quite. I don't know what's the word. It's been good for me to reflect on the previous 90 days, and it's been good for me to figure out what I'm going to do once we've done this. And I don't think it's going to be that difficult. I really don't. It's I still get guilty. I eat something naughty, and I'm like, oh God, should I really be eating this? It's hard work, but I am allowed to eat it. It's not like I'm gonna get. But what was that? What was your mug there? What is a T-Rex mug?
Yeah, tree. It's a Christmas one.
It's a dishwasher full, mate.
That's it. Yeah, I just randomly just picked it out the cupboard. Yeah. I need my brew, mate.
Yeah, it's a bit. What is it? Better not be caffeine.
Oh no, it's a cup of tea, mate.
No.
Yeah, so I love a cuppa. This time of night, it's cup of tea night. Yeah, I've literally, like, in the last 48 hours blitzed like 11 people's programs, so all that, and I've got your exercise, so you're at the top. I got your exercise to do, and then on the call we've got to talk through everything else we're going to do and stuff like that. Mate, honestly, it's been like, ugh.
That's the hard bit, isn't it? It's the paperwork.
Well, it's just make it, it's the hard bit, but also the clarity bit. Get people set up, and they know where they're heading. I know where they're heading. That's a lot of the work done.
Yeah.
As you found out, like, and then after that, it's just making sure you're there for them. You're reassuring them. You're finding solutions to their problems. We're talking stuff over together, and I
think one of the things that these people are going to need to realize that they need to use you, because I did, and every possible opportunity where I was struggling with something or I wasn't sure about something.
Yeah.
And even when it might have seemed silly, it's just worth asking and making sure that you're clear. You know what I mean? And like you said, you've reiterated, you say this a lot, and it's like, if you have a bad day or a bad afternoon, or you do slip a little bit, don't overthink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's I think that's probably one of the biggest things I would try and push to people, is that don't let it slip, because it is easy. I've done it this last couple of weeks. Been a couple of days where you've had a bit of a bad day and you just think, oh fuck it, and I've ended up having a couple of sweets or something stupid like that. Then I've ended up having a beer, and that bad meal or that bit of a slip of a routine ends up turning into a bit of a worse day. And I mean, I think you should be allowed them from time to time, but once you've done the work, not before.
Yes,
it's like I could quite comfortably sit and do that, because freaking hell, I'm under 14 stone for the first time in probably 5 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, all right, if you want a McDonald's, go and have one. You're not gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
But I've got myself in that position where I can say I can do that now. I wouldn't have to have done that.
You've put yourself in that position, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, and you know, I'm gaining more and more. But I don't know if you check my daily tracker.
I have. I've just looked at it. Yeah.
I put the photos on again, and I've increased again. I'm literally maintaining more. I reckon another month in this program, I could have hopefully have decent abs. I'm hoping so anyway.
Well, I've just been looking at it here. Yeah, I mean,
from the week we finished to the 2 weeks later, there's a difference again.
Yeah.
And we've increased our calories, we've increased our fats, we've increased, you know what I mean? And, you know, they've not been as quite as physical either them weeks. And I've still gaining and maintaining because obviously I'm still eating right.
I can't wait for the next 12 weeks, mate. Just building like, you know, I think looking at your body, like the main area that we need to really focus on is the chest.
Yeah.
That is the one area. Like your arms are coming good. Like your back is good. Yeah, it's just the chest area really, and then obviously fat loss to get those abs showing.
Yeah,
you could do with an abs workout actually. We could start.
To be honest, I always try and put at least one ab workout every time I'm in the gym. To be fair, I always try and do one set.
Right.
I just kind of just throw it in.
Yeah, but I think one thing that's going to really start showing your physique, especially upper body physique, is bringing out the chest a little bit more.
What I've been doing more circuits rather than I've been picking that 3 exercises and I've just been focusing on picking 3 muscle groups and I did chest, arms and abs the other day, and then by the time I'd done it, I'd done 3 lots of exercises on each muscle group.
Yeah,
and it was a proper good workout, and the pump was great, and I felt amazing, and I actually found it easier to spread it and do it in stages rather than trying to do 3 lots of sets of arms and 3 lots of sets of chest and 3 lots of abs. I'd like to do an arms and abs of chest and arms and abs of chest and arms and abs of chest, and it seemed to I seem to work a bit better with that. To be fair, I quite enjoyed that a bit more.
You enjoyed that a bit more, did you?
Yeah.
So what you did arms, abs and chest?
Yes. So I did an arms exercise. So I did like 10 arms, 10 abs, 10 chest, and went back to the arms again. I had like a minute and a half, and 10 arms, 10 abs, 10 chest.
So instead of doing all the body part bits together.
Yeah. I kind of I don't know. I felt the pump. I felt more energized, and I actually felt better afterwards.
Yeah.
Because we had the conversation before about rushing a little bit in the gym, like trying to space your rest times between your workouts. But I'm not that way inclined. I find it difficult to slow down. If I'm hitting something, I want to hit it hard and I want to hit it fast.
Well, I think that with this phase, you're going to have to do that.
Yeah.
Because we're not looking at losing.
No.
There'll be the odd workout, where, we still need to stay lean and we want to bring the abs out, but we also, we want to build muscle. So like, let's say specifically, if we're working on arms and chest and, shoulders, then that's when I want you to slow down everything and have more rest periods. If it's something where it's legs, then we can get a little bit more metabolic with that.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, I've got to have a look at everything tonight anyway. But I've got like a 5-day split idea in my head.
Okay.
And just give you and put the ball in your court with how you choose to structure that.
Okay.
But it'll be like, it won't just be like, right, chest and back, and then that's it for that week.
Yeah.
It'd be like chest and back, and then you do like, right, chest and legs. And then you'll do back and
arms or whatever.
Arms together and stuff like that. So it'd just be like rotation. So we're getting the volume in more than once a week.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a big thing, isn't it? Unless you're going to be training every day, you kind of have to do that, don't you? So you need to try and be getting in like 2 back exercises in a week, or 2 arms and 2.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you will start to lose it.
Yeah.
It's why I quite like the full body workouts as well. To be fair, I like it when you go and have a session and you have a full session on everything. I quite enjoy them as well.
You can still bring those in, but I'd only bring them in like once a week.
Yeah, just as a bit of a top up to make sure everything stays pumped. Right.
Okay, let's go live. Let me get this.
Let me just go and turn my light on in here, because obviously it's going to go dark while we're sat here. So. A bit too bright now.
You are.
Is that a bit too bright, or is that all right?
That's all right, mate. So it brings out your colour.
I look yellow. Homer Simpson.
Right. Okay, let's go live.
Really?
Wait for it. This meeting is being live streamed. Got it. We've got it.
Got it.
We got it. We got it. We got it.
That Paul Cook is just come up now. Paul Cook is now live.
Oh, is it? So we are live.
We are.
We are. Hello, guys. How are we doing? Hope we're all okay. So we have the man, the myth, the legend, Phil Framp, in the house tonight. So as you've seen, I put Phil's progress pictures up recently. He's done amazingly well, and we're going to go into the reasons why he's done amazingly well, other than just obviously the visual improvements that you can see. But yeah, it's great for you to kind of give up your time tonight, Phil.
No problem.
Appreciate it, mate. Like always with these lives, it's to help people out there, you know, whether you're struggling at the minute or whether you're doing well at the minute and need a refocus or need a bit of a rocket up the backside. These lives are hopefully to help inspire people to keep going or to change and do stuff. And some of the things we're going to cover tonight with Phil are real gems, and they're really, really important. And it's what the bit that impressed me most about Phil through his, well, it's 15 weeks now, isn't it, that you've been going with me, is a lot of the traits that he has shown. And we're going to be going into those traits and why everyone needs to be showing those traits if they want to be successful with their health and fitness. So welcome, Phil.
Welcome. Good day. Good evening.
So let's just start off by you telling us, Phil, to this date from you starting with me, how much weight are you down at the moment?
I was, what was I now? I've got 104 kilos, just over, down to 88.5, which I was this morning. So basically from just over 16 stone 5, I think it is, down to 13 stone 13.
Wow.
First time I've been under 14 stone in over 5 years. Right.
Okay. Well, I'm just looking at your daily tracker here. Let's have a look at your waist. So your waist has dropped nearly 20 centimeters.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really frightening, isn't it, when you you don't realize. And do you know what the crazy thing about it is you don't see it coming off. You don't, unless you was taking their measurements, you would never know. You would obviously eventually, but it's if I didn't have the measurements there to tell me I had lost 20 centimeters, I'd struggle to see it. But that's just because I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to myself.
Well, it's everyone, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're in your body all the time, so
yeah,
you're your own worst critic, aren't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you know that's why there's people like me around to help reassure you and tell you that you're on the right track. So for the people listening, Phil, just give them a bit of an insight as to why you contacted me and what sort of place you were in, both physically and mentally, for you to obviously pick up the phone and reach out and contact me.
Well, I've always been in and out of the gym. I've always tried to look after myself as best possible. You know, I've always been in and out of meal programs, training regimes that have just never really worked. But I started up a business in October 2020, kind of threw myself at it. And by doing that, I let myself slip. I gained weight. I started to feel uncomfortable and didn't really realize until it was too late. Got to basically back end of last year and really started to feel it. Went to Lanzarote in November, enjoyed it to its full, and came home and felt awful. Spoke to Paul. We've been talking on and off for quite some time, really. But never really give you any, never really took the leap. And I decided this time we had a conversation that I'd I'd let the business take over. I'd let my health slip. I was feeling uncomfortable. I was feeling unwell, mentally and physically, and I needed to change. And for more than one reason, really, it was one, to feel better about myself, to get myself back into shape, to make myself feel healthy again. Two, to put that kind of, I needed the energy to run this business, because this business is full on. It's, it can be 80, 90 hours a week some weeks. And, I've got a young family. So, the more I look after myself, hopefully the longer I'll live, in one respect, But yeah, then we had the conversation just before Christmas, didn't we? And we decided that we're going to jump on this 90-day program. And I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad I did, because the pictures speak for themselves.
Well, they do. That's always good when the spouse shouts out something.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, I remember that conversation we had on the phone, and you were a little bit sat on the fence, weren't you? You were a bit hesitant.
I was, yeah.
But I know when someone's ready when I speak to them on the phone. And obviously, other than me wanting to make money, which obviously is important, but that's not the real thing. Like, you were ready, weren't you? So I was like, back on the phone to you, I say, listen, Phil, like, what price do you put on your health? And you're ready for this, mate. Like, you are ready for this. If you don't do this now, if you don't make this investment in yourself, like, when are you going to do it? And then that was almost like, it was almost like a light bulb for you, wasn't it? It was just like, right, yes, right, let's go. And from there, you literally haven't looked back.
No.
But I just got the energy from you. I got the energy from you that you were just.
I think the big thing was me. Obviously, I let the business take over in one respect, but I'd never actually found a way of keeping the weight off and looking after myself in a practical way, which is what's working with you has been. Well, it's been the biggest thing, really, because it's really helped my day-to-day life, and it's actually not been that difficult. Once you get your head around it, once you set yourself up a new routine, it's not been that difficult. And finding this routine that I can use on a day-to-day basis has been, well, life-changing, absolute life-changing. It really has.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if you're coming on to this and listen to this, or even if you're watching it back as a replay and you've got any questions for Phil or for me, just put them in the comment section and we'll get back to you. So Phil, I just want to talk a little bit more about kind of your trigger for change and reaching out. What was the main pain point? What was the main kind of symptom, pain, whatever you want to call it, that really scared you a little bit, or that was your main fear?
I didn't like what was looking back at me in the mirror. We all do it. So I just said to you then, we're all our own worst enemies. But when you look in the mirror and you can almost cry because of the person that's looking back at you, you think, hold on a minute, we need to change it. And to be fair, like I said, I don't hold being overweight very well. I don't, I know some people can hold it better than others, but I've always been fairly slim. I've always been almost in shape, always kind of looked after myself. Then there's been a few times over my life where I've really let that slip and really gained weight. And it doesn't only just affect me physically, it affects you mentally as well. I don't I'm not confident at all. I'm still struggling. Even now, like once upon a time, I'd quite happily walk around without my top off, even when I wasn't in shape. Even though I've now got in shape and better shape, and still a long way to go, but I still not comfortable walking around with my top off. It's weird, and it's getting your head around the fact that you've done you put the hard work in, you've put the hard work in, you have changed. And you can do it, and I'm glad I did do it, because not only am I looking better physically, but my mind has never been so clear, my mindset has never been so sharp. And it's fantastic. And like you said earlier, you can't put a price on it. You really can't.
So let's talk a little bit more about that in relation to your work. Now, you will describe how your work is in a minute, and I'm sure it's very similar to a lot of people in this group. It's busy. You run your own
Manic.
business, and it's very busy. But how did you notice doing this? How did it affect your work in a kind of a positive way? Because obviously a lot of people out there don't make time for this because they're too busy. What would be kind of your view on all of that?
Well, it actually made my day-to-day life easier because it added routine, which was the one thing that I didn't have at the time.
Yeah.
And having that routine of waking up, knowing what I'm doing in the morning. So basically, I would say I would start my routine from the evening. So basically, I'd cook my tea. Whatever I'd have for my tea, I'd have enough to make for my lunch the next day. So I'm not cooking twice. I'd utilize the time and I'd make sure my day worked around my 3 meals. I'd wake up, I'd have my breakfast. I knew what I was having for my breakfast. I'd go to work and I wouldn't be hungry. So with my job, I never know when I'm going to get a chance to stop, and I never know where I'm going to get a chance to have something to eat. So actually getting up and having some breakfast, whether that be at 3 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, depending on what time we were starting, it was just having that fixed routine into my day that actually made my working day and a lot easier, hell of a lot easier. It's just something that I'd always neglected, and I don't know why. It was too easy just to call it Greg's and get a sausage roll and a coffee, or a meal deal at the co-op or something like that. Just because you couldn't be asked to make your snap the day before. It's just getting into a routine. It just changed my working day completely. Completely changed it.
And I remember some of your days, like there were 15-hour days. You reached out to me, which was really good on those days. So just to let you know, Paul, I've had a really long day, but I've managed to do this, this, and this. And that was what, again, we're talking about traits which people need to possess in order to be successful. I think one of the things that you did, probably without even really knowing, was you set yourself non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And that was really good. It would have been so easy for you to say, I'll just leave that. But you were really accountable to yourself on those real long, tiring days.
It was like I always set, I made sure that my 4 training days, I always had Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. They were set in stone. They were the ones that I had to do. And on some of these days, like I say, I could have been out of the house at 4 o'clock and not getting home till 7, 8 o'clock at night, but I'd still be in that gym at 9 o'clock, making sure that I didn't skip that routine. And that's what I said. I couldn't stress it enough. It's the routine. Once you get into the routine, to be honest, after the first week, it's easy. It just rolls off. Every week just rolls into another. I mean, I can't believe 90 days, over 90 days has gone by already. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. And how quickly it changes as well. It does. It's phenomenal. And it's not as hard as you think it is. It really isn't. It's too easy just to say no, or I can't be asked, or I'll pick up where I left off tomorrow. It is too easy. But if you just get yourself into a routine and just stick to it and just make sure you tell yourself, no, I'm doing this. It's not. I'm not trying to sound big-headed or like I've done it so I can say it. It's not that difficult once you get your head around it, and I think that's the biggest thing.
I think also as well, and this, I pick this up from a lot of people I speak to, and a lot of people that are my clients. They're like, the thing that's most important to them is obviously what they're missing, or what they don't realize is the most important thing. And that is consistency.
Yeah.
And that kind of links with what you're talking about with the routine. So too many times people look to say, right, what's next? What's new? What can I change? When actually the realistic thing is, the reason why they put on weight, why they drop weight, why they put weight back on, is because they're constantly looking for that next thing. They're constantly looking to change things, when actually what they should have been doing was just sticking to what they were doing long term.
Yeah, 100%. You see, I was always a big drinker. I'm not saying I drank every day of the week. I mean, back towards the back end of last year, I probably did, but I always, like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd guaranteed to. I'd be in the shop. I'd be buying 3 big bottles of Star Power, just to take the edge off on a Friday night, because.
Nice.
Just because I felt like it, you know what I mean? And it was like, and there was never no point to it. It's not like half the time I was stressed. It just become habit. And one of the big things I did during this 90-day thing was not the alcohol in the head. I didn't have a drink for, I think it was 93 days by the time I actually decided to have one. And the things that always got in the way. Well, so I'm gonna go back. So basically, I always drank. So basically, when I went out places, I got into routine. So like, we had friends around, I had a drink. We went out for a meal, I had a drink. we went around to a friend's house and we had a drink, or I used to even go to my mum's or my mother-in-law's. My mother-in-law's always have a fridge full of Stella for me. You know, we go there on a Sunday dinner and I guarantee to have 6 or 7 cans of Stella. And basically what I did, I put myself into them scenarios, into them situations where we had friends over, we went out for meals and I didn't drink, and I just, you know, I got out of the habit, and I'm still not in that habit now. You know, I've had a couple of drinks since, don't get me wrong. I've been on the stag do and whatever, but I think it's not that difficult to make a change. You just need to get yourself in the mindset. Once you've got yourself in the mindset that, look, I'm not going to drink, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, and just convince yourself to not do it, it's not that difficult. It really isn't that difficult. You just got to be in the right mindset. And to be honest, the crux of it is, if you want to do it, you'll do it.
Yeah. If it
And
means that much to you. And
yeah,
exactly. I think obviously this is going back to before you even signed up with me. I sensed you were ready. And one of the reasons why I sensed you were ready, because the pain was real. You know, what you were telling me is saying, I'm fed up. I'm not, you know, this isn't me. Work's got on top of me. The pain was real. You know, it's like if I'd picked you apart a little bit more or delved a little bit deeper, there might have been a few tears there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there could have been. Yeah, 100%.
You know, like the pain was real.
Really let myself go, yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of people that say, oh, I really want this because I want to feel better about myself and I want to lose weight, or I just want to feel healthier, or I'm fed up of how my partner looks at me. He doesn't find me attractive anymore, or I want to get in shape for that holiday, or I want to reduce my cardiovascular risk factors.
Yeah.
But actually, when they come up against their first hurdle or first obstacle or first barrier, they falter
fall.
at it. So then you've got
I've done it. I've done it. There's no, they can't.
Yeah.
You know, we've all done it. You know,
we've all done it.
Yeah.
Listen, like, we've all done it, but it's, you know, with regards to what you're saying regarding mindset and just how important, realistically, this job is all about mindset. If I can get the clients into a good mindset, they're going to have some level of success. And you've just linked what you were talking about with regards to mindset to habit creation.
Yeah.
You know, stopping the bad habits. And because you've stopped the bad habits, it then creates good habits.
Yeah.
And if you do those good habits over a long period of time, guess what?
Exactly. They become new habits.
You don't miss those things, like, you know, going round to your in-laws and having 6 beers.
No, exactly.
Because you've had success with these new habits, and it has become habitual. That's the important. Just like bad habits can become habitual, and you just do them without knowing. You start doing these good habits without even knowing, and then that's what snowballs the momentum. And I think too often people underestimate the importance of mindset. Yeah, they think they can just rock up to a gym or just sign up with a coach. And because they've signed up to a coach, or because they're exercising 4 or 5 times a week, it guarantees them results. Yeah. And it doesn't. No. and no. I think, you know, you'll be testament to that, you know, the fact how hard you've had to work on habit creation, how hard you've had to work with your nutrition. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's too easy for me. I mean, I love a takeaway as much as the next guy. You know what I mean? I quite happily fall into a McDonald's or a bloody KFC or fish and chip shop or whatever. And, you know, and to be fair, back in the last year, we was probably having 2 or 3 takeaways a week as well, because it was just easy. Yeah. You know, it's just getting yourself out of that habit. And like I said, and I haven't not eaten them things while I've been on this program either. I've still been having my fish and chips, and it's all about control. It's all about making sure that you don't, you know, go overboard. You know, like before, I'd have a fish, chips, curry sauce, and I'd have a large battered sausage to go with it. And I mean, I've done away with the battered sausage. It's just a fish, chips, and curry sauce now. But I'd have a small portion of chips rather than a great portion of chips. And it's you know, that I think, you know, the little things in life that we love, that there's no reason why we have to stop them. Yeah, we just need to control them. Control, you know? Self-control. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Know your limits and control yourself to those limits. You know, there's a lot of people going away. There's a lot of clients going away this weekend. And, you know, some of them have been panicking a little bit, saying, well, what should I do? What should I do? Well, for starters, enjoy yourself. You know, what's the point going away? But secondly, just, you know, eat what you want to eat, but you have to exhibit self-control. You have to exhibit or show discipline. you know, when you're away. And yeah, like you said, there's no reason why you can't eat any food or drink any drink. You just need to know what your limits are, know what you can get away with.
See, I think the big thing for me, like before, was like some of the meals that we cook now, and it's portion sizes. You know, it was always portion sizes. We'd cook a lasagna. You know, we'd have it in one of them Domino dishes, and I'd end up having half of one myself, like with a half a stick of garlic bread. And you just think, well, why did you need to eat all that? You know what I mean? It's, you know, it says on a packet, you know, like you get the Domino packets, it says for 4. And you know, I'd eat at least 3 people's worth.
Well,
you know,
like lasagna, like what is it? The lasagna, cottage pie, shepherd's pie.
Yeah,
foods that you can just keep eating and eating and eating if you're not careful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's just all about saying no. All right, just have your quarter. Don't don't have the whole dish. You don't need to eat the lot.
That's it. Yeah, know your limits. Especially
and that's what it is.
Lasagna, garlic.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, come on. Is there anything better? Is there a better combo than garlic bread and lasagna?
Believe it or not, my mum, when we was younger, she said, she used to always give us a pot of gravy, so we'd have lasagna with a bit of gravy on. And I tell you what, garlic bread. I'm sorry, a lot of people might have just gone, "Oh my God, what is he on about?"
Yeah, good say that.
Don't knock it until you tried it.
I wouldn't even think to have that. Wouldn't even think to.
Obviously, growing up on a council estate, mate, you had to make use of what you could get hold of.
Oh, mate, yeah. Well, I can't say I'm going to try that, but we'll see.
I've never tried it since I'm not allowed. My missus won't let it happen. She's like, no, not in this house.
So obviously tonight we've talked about like where you were at the start, and then kind of how you've gone throughout the journey, like the results you've seen, and kind of the mindset you've been in, and the habits you've created and the habits you've got rid of.
Yeah.
So people have got value from that. But ultimately, like what would be your biggest bit of advice for someone that, say, was in your position, or that is in your position that you were in at the start, Phil?
Listen to Paul. Listen to Paul. No, seriously, though, mate. No, listen to you. I mean, I wouldn't have got here without you. And it's just like I've already said it. It's you've got to want it, and if you don't want it, don't bother, because you're gonna just put yourself in a bad place. Because if you decide that you really want to do this and you really want to lose weight, then you get, like you say, you come to your first hurdle and you fall. You're just going to keep beating yourself up about it, and you'll just keep falling. So you need to kind of wake up on that first morning if you haven't started it yet, or if you have started and you've had a couple of bad mornings. You just need to make sure that you're in the right mindset, and you need to know that you want it. I mean, the big thing for me is that I set a goal, and we said, didn't we? We'll get down to 90 kg. Yeah. That's what we set. That's what we set, and we've surpassed that. Only just to be fair, like that's taking it. You just need to focus and set your mind to it. And if you don't set your mind to it, then you're gonna struggle. You really are gonna struggle. And I know life gets in the way, because I said to you the other day, what was a 24 hours. I was out the door at 5 o'clock one morning, didn't get until 5 o'clock the next morning. Sometimes the way my business works, the way my job works, but I was still in the gym the following morning.
Yeah.
Because you've got to. Because if you don't, then you won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But listen to Paul.
Well, yeah, that's very nice of you. But I think, I think, like I said at the start, the traits you've shown for this: consistency, perseverance, resilience, and just a general really, really good attitude towards training, towards nutrition, and towards change. You've been very open-minded with this all. Hello? You've muted yourself, Phil. You've muted. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, my phone rang. Sorry, I'm on my phone.
Oh dear.
Joys are running a business, and the phone just rang, and it just.
Oh really? Get rid of it, mate. Get rid of it.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I was just praising. I said so that, like, the traits you've shown: consistency, resilience, perseverance, all absolutely massive.
Get out of them bad habits. It's the bad habits.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's next for you then, Phil? To wrap this up. The position you've put yourself in now, what you've obviously signed up for another 12 weeks for me, which is starting this upcoming Monday. What's the next port of call for you?
Get hench. There's I want to keep losing. I want to keep losing weight. I want to keep learning, because I've learned a lot, and I think there's still a lot more to learn. I won't mind putting a bit of size back on now. I've lost a bit. I still want to lose a bit more body fat, but just keep maintaining, keep moving forward, and keep progressing. I think is the next 12 weeks.
Wicked, mate. Wicked. Yeah. Well, mate, thank you very much for joining us on this.
20. You said 45 minutes. It's only been 20.
Well, it was going off Rory's fucking marathon of a live 2 weeks ago. Where
I enjoyed it. It's fine. He's got some stories to tell. Bless him.
He's got some stories.
No, sad.
Yeah, no, but it's all good, mate.
I'm looking forward to starting this next one.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, it's something that I look at and I get really excited, especially with planning your next programs and stuff like that. So I
just want to go back to what I said before we started the live as well. Like this couple of weeks between the 90 days and the next 90 days, I've kind of been left to my own devices and do my own thing, and it's really given me a positive insight on how easy it is to maintain. And I've been out and had a few beers, and I've probably eaten the odd more takeaway, but because I've put the work in and I've lost the weight and I've got in a position where I can, it's made this 2 weeks really easy. You know what I mean? It's made it really easy. So my last piece of advice is just go for it. Stick your head in it and go for it. It was
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. It has been 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks. Well,
yeah.
Well, listen, that is literally the objective of my coaching. It's like however long you spend with me, and yes, you might need longer than you think with me, but however long you spend with me, the job is to get a person to the position where they can figure a lot more stuff out for themselves, and you feel like it's like almost like flying the nest, like right there.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But again, it just boils back to mindsets. They're in a better position to deal with like not getting emotionally attached to when they don't see results week by week. They're in a better position to actually perceive certain topics on nutrition, exercise, and themselves a lot differently. They actually view themselves a lot better. They've got more self-belief, more confidence. It's all those sort of things where, like, if you can achieve just one or two of those things with a client, then you've done all right as a coach. And
it's like looking in the mirror now, and it's like going back to what I said when I first started this. I look in the mirror and I actually smile at myself now rather than nearly cry. What I mean? And then you look at that and you get that good feeling, and you get that that positive buzz, that good vibe. Yeah. It's like why wouldn't you want to keep that?
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great feeling, but
it is. Yeah.
It's like it can be easy to slip back in, but it's not going to happen. And it's been really good seeing you these last 3 weeks, kind of out there. Although we've still been in contact a little bit, you've still made some really good strides, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. It is. Yeah. That's it. Brilliant.
What's the plan What's the plan this Easter holidays, mate? What are you up to?
Not a lot. The missus has got COVID, so.
Oh, don't get a coughing through this live.
Oh yeah, well, God, that'd be impressive, wouldn't it? No, not a lot, mate. At the minute, nothing planned really. I think the weather is supposed to be quite nice, so we'll go out in the garden and do a bit. I think. Oh,
wicked, mate.
Sound.
Wicked, well, mate. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
This evening, I appreciate it, and obviously, looking forward to the next 12 weeks for you. I will let you get back to your evening, and thank you to everyone that's tuned in live. And also,
has anybody actually watched? Because I normally see the numbers at the top when I'm watching it live, and how many people streaming. How many's coming?
Well, we've had a few on and off. There's 2 on at the minute, mate. I think we had a height of 6 or 7. But there'll be some people watching this back as a replay, mate. You're a big name, mate. You're a big name.
I'll send out some autographs on my business card.
It'll be up on here as a replay. So yeah, there'll be people watching, mate. Your fan club. We'll get a fan club, so.
FJ Crane I fan club.
All right. No, great work, mate. Thanks for your time tonight, and have a good weekend. And thank you everyone for tuning in. And if you've got any questions, just put them in the comment section, and either tell us who you want to answer it, either Phil or myself, and then we'll get it answered.
Yeah.
Okay, right. See you
Bye.
later. Hope everyone has a good Easter holiday.
In a bit.
Cheers. Cheers. Bye.